Ethereum plummeting in price this week. Taking a look at the TradeStation chart right now, it has rebounded a little bit here today. It's up about 1.3% on the day at $291, but the price is not so much on the mind of developers working at Consensys, which is a company launched by the Ethereum co-founder, Joseph Lubin. Cheddar's Tanea McKeel reports. Tanea, great to have you here.
Thanks. You are absolutely right. The Consensys team is hard at work building applications on Ethereum to ultimately strengthen the value and utility of the network. We went inside to see their collaboration at work and meet some of the startups being incubated there. Take a look. What inspired you to launch this space here in Brooklyn?
We were about a year into the Ethereum project mission, and there weren't a lot of people building at the application layer of the platform, so we started gathering software developers to build out applications on Ethereum.
Inside this converted warehouse in Brooklyn's Bushwick neighborhood is the workspace of dozens of ambitious developers, true believers in Ethereum's promise.
The kinds of things that we're building here are going to be the foundational elements or the building blocks of economic, social, and political systems over the next few decades.
Joseph Lubin formed Consensys to bring entrepreneurs together to strengthen the Ethereum network and push each other to create the next great app. The warehouse is a far cry from the glossy hubs of Silicon Valley. Here, in Brooklyn, they've papered the warehouse walls with cash as a symbol of digital currency one day taking over fiat.
In this building, or in our London, Paris, many other offices, having all those people accessible to you, people who are the deep domain experts in the Solidity language and programming best practices and security auditing, and having them all have lunch with you on a regular basis or just joke with you all day on Slack is incredibly valuable. So just the ability to embed your project in this mesh essentially gives you the ability to supercharge it.
Consensys began with one location here in New York in 2014, first in Times Square and now in Bushwick, Brooklyn. It has expanded its footprint to 14 offices around the globe and more than 1,000 employees.
We take all that crypto information and roll it up for financial statements for the CFOs and the bookkeepers and accountants that are running and operating these crypto companies.
Griffin Anderson's project is called Balance. It's a bookkeeping app for digital assets that he's developing with support from Consensys Labs, the group's venture studio.
So how does the collaborative environment here help you develop and test your technology?
A lot of the other companies inside Consensys have been really our first customers for accounting software and really have worked with us to improve the features, improve the product before selling it to the broader and wider market.
This type of collaboration is what people inside Consensys call mesh.
It means your colleagues stretching you, your colleagues relying on you, but as a result of that chaos, again, breeds a lot of innovation, breeds a lot of collaboration.
Igor Lilich's project is called Solarius.
Nothing Solarius could not do.
It's a story about an artificial intelligence that activates in the year 2084. We want people to adapt each other's ideas and grow the stories in different directions. Because that's how humans tell stories.
Here, startups called Spokes are building future applications for what many call the web of the future.
For our project, we're specifically focused on creating fractional ownership of real estate assets using the Ethereum blockchain.
Meridio's Asha Dakshi says people here are focused on building something with meaning on blockchain, rather than seeking the monetary value of cryptocurrency.
What you get in the Ethereum community is a lot of people that are very focused on building kind of the next generation of Web 3.0 and decentralized technology.
Ethereum is just one network in the race to build on blockchain technology, which many are calling the Web 3.0. Other companies have launched incubators like Ethereum's Consensys. This year, Ripple launched an incubator to foster growth of an ecosystem around its native currency, XRP.
There will be lots and lots of other decentralized protocols, maybe some that do what Ethereum does in different ways, but many for decentralized storage and bandwidth and heavy compute and proof of location and 1,000 other things. So it is one early significant component of the decentralized World Wide Web.
As competition increases along with institutions coming on board, more parallels can be drawn between the crypto space and old finance.
corporate incubators in general are a thing that we've seen maybe a little bit too much of over the past couple of decades, where the ROI isn't enough and it becomes a lot more focused on innovation theater than anything. How can you guys prevent your spaces from going the way that corporate incubators have?
So I guess corporate incubators have somewhat focused on enabling the building of little niche businesses in their ecosystems. But what we're most focused on and most excited about is building the decentralized World Wide Web. You kind of have to be in this collaborative mix in order to participate in it. And so I think being part of a big incubator will facilitate that collaborative ethos that's moving into the world and into information technology.
These companies, the spokes of Consensys, could very well change the way the world does business over the next few decades. His long outlook suggests blockchain and cryptocurrency aren't just trends, but part of a real engine that will run long into the future. Consensys actually has declined to disclose its total funding amount to date in its startups or spokes.
Antonino, what are some of the real-world problems that you saw these app developers trying to solve when you were there?
So many diverse things, even outside of finance. More sustainable and trustworthy journalism, poker using Ethereum as a digital currency, fractional real estate shares. It's super interesting.
Wow. All right.
Cool
Very
stuff.
awesome.
Thanks,
yeah,
Tanea.
great stuff. Tanea McKeel, of course, going behind the scenes at the Consensys office there. Thanks so much.